I like to think of it as a performing songwriter, is what I do. I've always, for some reason or other, always been interested, influenced, always wanted to know who wrote the song. For a pop hit or folk tune or whatever, I'd always want to know who wrote that, and then try and get a history of that person and get, deeper into that. Like, the people that I always respected when I first started writing songs are totally, unknown people. They've come to be known now more, I think, but like my big influences in early on, certainly, without a doubt, Bob Dylan. Dylan was a key thing. And I can still remember the exact first time. In fact, it was upstairs in one of these bedrooms when I first heard a Dylan tune, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. And it was an influence in the sense that I knew then that I had to get a guitar and learn how to play the guitar. So it was just a crazy thing. But he was singing "Don't Think Twice." It's all right, and I'll never forget it because it stopped me dead in my tracks. And there are songwriters that have done that to me throughout time. But again, I guess I always wanted to know the songwriter. Never thought that I could ever be a songwriter, but it just, one thing led to another, and I just started giving it a try. First tune, oh boy, I think the first tune I ever wrote or tried to write was when the Challenger, and I wrote the song called "By the Light," but I don't even know the specifics of the accident anymore, but when that went down from Cape Kennedy, I guess, but that I think was the first attempt I ever made at writing a song, and I don't even know how I thought of that.
Remember how old you were?
No. No, I sure don't, because I hardly know how old I am now. So it's like years just fly by. So, I mean, that's what got me started, as far as writing. And again, I never thought that I'd be a songwriter. And I started going to open mics. I started at Cafe Lena. And this was in the early 90s. And I was not a songwriter at the time. And I did the open mics, and things were going well. I did the 8-Step in Lena's and a couple other places that I could find. And I was just performing, and then I said to myself, how am I ever going to get booked in places like this by singing the same old tunes, Everybody knows them, you got to stand out. So I started writing. And little by little, I really gained some support and following from the people that the community of people that developed from the open mics. And I'm still in touch with quite a few of them from those days. But that's how it all started. And then, boom, I landed my first first shot at Lena's. I did a Sunday night thing. And Bobby Gully took a picture of me, as a matter of fact, and I have that picture. He just gave it to me.
Wow.
He found it the other day, and I have a picture. I'll show you the picture, but it's the first time I ever performed solo at Cafe Lena. Now, prior to that, I had been in a couple of bands, but just knock-around type things, nothing serious. Played a couple of bars, but nothing serious. And then I started doing the songwriter thing, and then one thing led to another. It really went very, very well. I signed with a label out of New York City, and things were going great. But I had 2 young children, and I really had to devote my time there because I was spending every weekend on the road. I had a full-time job that I really could not quit. And because, family responsibilities, but so I had to let it go. So I got out of the music business, sold my guitars, never thought I'd ever return. And one thing led to another, and I'm back. It's crazy.
How's it feel to be back again?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
It's great. Yeah, well, things are so different now. I mean, I have the freedom to do whatever I need to do, really. I just work part-time, actually with Bobby at Albany Med. But things are much better now. I have a band who are very supportive and very, wonderful to work with. And I'm really blessed to have them because they're such incredibly outstanding musicians.
If you could even imagine, who do you think you would be, or what do you think you'd be doing if you didn't go back to music or start music in the first place?
If I never did music,
No.
I'd probably just be hanging around. Another I guess alternate path in life. I was also a football coach for many years. So if I did not do music, I may still be coaching football. I might be doing that. But yeah, it's funny because you say that, I don't think I ever think of, my life without music. It's a funny influence that I have, because I noticed since really way back in my early college days or in high school and things, if music were playing, I mean, like some people, like my daughter, she puts her headphones on and she'll study. It's like, if music is playing, I'm out of the conversation. Whatever's playing has got me. Background music, I know nothing of. I don't know what that means. It just totally dominates my brain once I hear it. Even if I don't care for it, it will distract me.
Yeah. So you really feel that the music pulls you in. It pulled you in so much you had to become a part of it. You had to write your own things.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, I would have recurring dreams.
Really?
Yes. And the dream would be that I could go over, pick up a guitar, and just start finger picking and playing a tune. And that was way before I ever did.
Wow.
And now I can do that. Thank God I've reached that level.
Is that how you make the songs? Do you play a tune and then put lyrics to it? Or vice versa?
It's totally, I've done it so many ways. So many different ways.
And it probably depends on the band too, right?
Totally, yeah. I write, up until very, very recently, I've been writing basically for the band, for the musical style. Because we're off in the bluegrass world. Never really thought we were a bluegrass band because we didn't have a banjo. But now we do have a banjo. And so we're more accepted even than we were. And we were very accepted already, but now we got the banjo, so nobody can not call us a bluegrass band. God forbid, yeah, as far as, how I approach writing a song, in general, of late, the way I've been doing it is I just write things down. I hear a phrase or a comment or a thought or anything that will give me some direction, and I go with that. The most recent thing I'm working on right now, I just got a letter an email from a retired FBI agent out of Detroit. He's from Michigan somewhere, and he heard Johnny was an outlaw on Pandora. And he wrote to me, and he said that, he says, you nailed it, this is just the way it happens in the robberies, because he investigated all these robberies all his life, bank robberies, So I thought that was pretty cool to hear from the guy, so I thought that was neat. So then he's saying, have you ever thought about playing in this area, because he named a couple places, and I do know the Ark in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and it's a great place to play. And so I don't know, he said it like if you can stand the winters, get through Michigan, apparently he doesn't know where he's talking to, It's all in New York, we know our winters. But, so from there, I just had the guitar in my hands and I just started going, it's snowing in Ann Arbor again. And I just took that line and just started to work with that. So I went to It's Snowing in Ann Arbor again. just got off the phone with an old friend. He says that I should visit, but he never says quite when. It's snowing in Ann Arbor again. So I had a verse right there, you know. And then I went from there, it's raining in Seattle again. And then I went into another, like, an old friend in Seattle who I never keep in touch with, but, you know. And I guess the common theme is that when you talk to old friends, you can make contact. A lot of the conversation is the weather.
Exactly.
You know, and I did write a song that was very successful for me. We talked about the rain, and that's been a great song for me for many years. I don't do it anymore because of the band, but that's really what that's all about. The guy meets up with a woman that he was very close with for many years, and all they ended up talking about was the rain, because it's been raining so bad for so many years. But I can even give you the background on that story if you want it.
Sounds great.
That started as a family friend passed away, and we were at the funeral, and the funeral was just drenching rain all day, and it had been like 8 straight days of rain or something. And so in the church at the time, I'm thinking, because everybody's talking about the rain and no one's talking about the deceased, you know. So that's how it started, but I turned it into a love song instead of bringing in the morbid deceased angle. Yeah.
We noticed a lot of your songs, and people like your music because of the humor in it and everything. So you really try and bring a smile out of people's faces. Is that something that...
Very much.
Yeah?
Yes, very much. You know, it's like connecting. I feel like I have not succeeded if I walk off the stage and we haven't connected.